coming up tonight. We meet some brilliant innovations and the people behind them. We have the most amount of people in the studios, and of course that means most people are on holiday. But Gary is here so we can mug his fantasy team off.
If you're the sort of person that does proper electrics, then this from Test Events is a little bit up your street. These adapters here make you interface with single and three-phase socket outlets like the ones behind me, allowing you to do dead tests, whether it be a continuity test or whether you're doing live loop tests at the furthest point of the circuit actually being the outlet. We've seen in the past many people do a Heath Robinson's and make their own leads up, but this means you can interact between the adapter and your test leads that are with your tester, meaning you're super safe. No live exposed parts and no thinking, did I make that lead off correctly? We can also do an RCD test from the furthest point as well, meaning that we've got the ability not to take the cover off and start probing in on top of the RCD, but do it nice and safely from the adapter itself. These also come into their own when we think about events and those supplies that are a little bit temporary. And when we look at those, they can look absolutely horrendous, but it means we can quickly go round and confirm that the outlets themselves and circuits are working safely by using these adapters from Test Event. I think they come in a lovely box, it's a bit of Gary, and they've got you covered in every aspect. I think they'd be a must for any electricians in the commercial, industrial, or in the event space, and in training situations where young learners are interacting with those socket outlets and testing as safe as they possibly can. For me, this is an absolute winner, and it was a pleasure to use it. Garrett from Remi Tools, I've got one of them here. Can you explain the idea behind it?
Yeah, so these are tool holders to aid electricians working on fuse boards. I'm an electrician, and over the years I always felt the need for a product that would keep your tools in front of you while you're doing the job. So if I want to change tools, it's a straight swap. I don't have to go to the ladder, I don't have to go to the pocket. They're not falling on the ground, everything's in front of me. It's also handy for holding an MFT tester, or you know, in colleges, they can mount them directly to the wall in the cubicle.
Yeah, and that's really handy. The wall-mounted one could be in any workshop, couldn't it, for that budding electrician, or in a college setting. But also, you can clamp it on the side of a bench. And looking at our bench, it's got one or two items on it and would benefit from the collection of those going into the tool tray itself, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking about that bench, and I was saying, yeah, we could tidy that up, certainly with the tool tray and the clamp mounts. MEWPs is a big one. I'm finding that people have their tools up now beside where they're working, they're fitting lights and stuff like that. You know, I see people and they have all their nuts in one, they have their washers in another one, they have their different tools. And they used to have to bend down picking tools off the bottom of the MUP. Now it's in front of them. What
would you call a MUP maybe? Would it be like a scissor lifter or something like that?
Scissor lift.
Okay, I managed to work that one out as we were going through. Also, you've got the ability to clip it onto the actual DIN rail itself. Explain the thinking behind that.
Yeah, so originally I was looking at Irish style fuse boards, European style fuse boards. They don't really have the metal frame like the UK fuse board does. So the only place consistent to hang the tool tray was on the DIN rail. Then obviously I looked into UK style fuse boards more, and I realised, no, I need to bring out the clamp mount. I can keep the tools nice away from the DIN rail. I can also have it lower down with using the dropper pieces.
So it becomes, yeah, plastic fuse boards, you don't want to be clamping onto them. If we had a little pull down moment, we could break those ones. So then, hence we're on the DIN rail. But we can also interchange those brackets that are actually used on the wall to extend this lower, isn't it? What's the thinking about wanting to be a fraction lower, maybe, with the actual tool tray?
Yeah, I suppose you could have an argument that if I have a connection down low, you know, is it in the way? I can bring this right down to here. Tools are right out of the way of the fuse board. Some people might want it up high and just right there. It's just a personal choice.
And it's absolutely all interchangeable. It's fantastic. And I think for those people standing in front of a consumer unit, trying to make it maybe Instagram ready, this will actually free your hands up rather than that constant bending down, twisting, or maybe pulling stuff out your pocket. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Now, if there's a brand that's come from nowhere and is almost now everywhere, I'd say that has to be Shelly. Now, they've nailed smart homes, not from a conventional way. Yes, of course, you can dim lights, you can switch things on, but they've integrated power management as part of the process. Now, and there's one thing we know, as soon as people get solar and all those other renewables, batteries, people get obsessed with apps and they get obsessed with power consumption. And the really clever thing Shelly have done is integrate power management into lots of the devices. Now, even if you haven't got a smart home, a great starter product is their power monitoring equipment. equipment. We've installed one a few months ago into our board here, and what that means is we can tap in to see exactly what's going on with the power from this distribution board, which is really useful if you're thinking about solar, to get a grip on what power your building's using and whether battery storage is the right choice for you, or perhaps you've even got a dumb solar system and you want to find out what's going on, how much you're exporting, as a lot of those early fit tariffs really not very intelligent. The great thing about the Shelly devices are they are rather aggressively priced. So even when you think of some big name electrical brands, if you were to add their power management to this, you'd be looking at some serious wedge. With Shelly, I'd say this is incredibly competitively priced, but it's not just the power management. It goes beyond power management. If you want to then do a little bit of load shedding on the back of it, the way this seamlessly integrates as part of a system is fantastic. And they've nailed it one stage further, because as stuff starts coming out of the box in terms of solar products, we're seeing that Shelly have done partnerships with huge swathes of the electrical industry and those solar inverter manufacturers. We've got a product that just landed last week from DJI. Yes, the people who make the drones, and even their battery pack has the ability to do grid tied by pairing with a Shelly device. Now, of course, we've seen smart homes, but some people don't really want smart. They just want incredibly reliable dimming. And I'm here with Josh, the founder of Enkin. So Josh, why would I consider an Enkin dimmer versus the other ones in the market?
Compatibility. I mean, we spent roughly about 2 years alone just working on compatibility with leading luminaires, as well as trying to cater for the mid-market. There's a big call out there for people not going to the high-end clients or the high-end luminaire manufacturers. Plus, it's packed full of safety features. Have a 5-year guarantee on them. It's got an overload, short circuit protection, oversized heat sinks using vast materials, and a self-resettable thermal fuse.
So you say compatibility. What happens when compatibility goes wrong?
You've got flickering, you've got buzzing. We've also released a module called the load correction module. So if there is the odd chance that someone's bought a poor quality luminaire, you put that on the load side and it'll help stabilise the load.
Right, now I've had this at home actually, because I bought a while ago some little G9 LED lamps.
Yeah.
And I have to fess up, for the last 4 years, everyone who sleeps in that bedroom, there's a faint glow at night, and I've never been able to correct it.
That's it. Well, it's also got a 1 watt resistive load in it, so, you know, it'll help take that glow away.
We've tried out the dimmers. There's an enormous range there.
There is. Oh, so our entry level model is the PDM 150. It's 100 watt LED, does both trailing and leading edge. We then, through various projects I was doing as an electrician, you know, there's a lot of recessed LED strip installs, high wattage demands. So we created the PDM 400, it's a 400 watt LED load. And then we then go into more of the inline modules. So we've got a tiny little puck, which is the IDM 250, you know, works on retractive switches, but you could have up to 20 retractive switches controlling that 1 puck, so it's actually quite a cost-effective way of doing multi-way dimming.
Right, so if you want to dim a block of stairs in a flat.
That's it.
John, to say I'm intrigued by fast fit fire solutions would be a massive understatement. Explain what I've got here and what problem it solves.
The problem it solves is that we've got to now look at the fire coming out of a consumer unit. So this sealant that we're using down here actually seals and prevents any fire escaping from the consumer unit. The cabling coming up here as well, if we need to drop a consumer unit down from high down to low, we can then enables us to join cables because we've got an accessible panel.
So accessible panel, so I'm thinking there straight away, if that's been installed like this one here, actually for the first time ever, the electrician would have a route back under the floor, okay, and if this was maybe coming round in a garage area and then disappearing into the property itself, it gives us the ultimate access. Normally we traditionally see maybe plastic glands on the top, and you think there's a little bit of a risk there that we're not maintaining the fire, is that correct?
Well, we're not maintaining the fire, plus this will save a lot of time. I have done a time on this, from cutting it out with the template that's supplied in the box. It takes me about 15 minutes to cut it out, get this screwed on onto the wall, ready for the ducting or any cabling to come into it.
Okay, and who are we selling these to?
Housing association, we're trying to get it into the new house build, any electrician that's fitting or installing new consumer units.
And I would suggest that with those new builds, maybe not always putting in maybe that infrastructure that we're going to need for the modern green society, okay, whether solar panels, etc. This would be a great way of at least being able to get back to the consumer unit with some of that wiring that then becomes impossible in a new build without us maybe taking great big swathes of plasterboard off.
Yeah. And the other thing is as well, this is now proven to work within a fire panel as well, because it does the same purpose rather than using the glands that they're using, or even knock out the back of of the fire panel, which then becomes unsafe. So if they bring it out through the top of the ducting, again, we've got the fire integrity, we've got the safety aspect of it.
You talked about this intermittent padding or graphite thing that we've got in the top here. What sort of fire rating will that give the enclosure if we've got a fire within the consumer itself?
Right, this one here will give you 66 minutes, which was tested at Cambridge Fire Laboratories. It would probably last more than that, but the 66 minutes is the time that we was trying to get to.
Thank you, John. So it's a pleasure to be joined by Ian from Linian Fire Clips. Okay, they've been around 10 years, but you do not stop innovating. I've got a new product in front of me here. What have I got?
Cable tray clip. So again, we're preventing premature collapse of cables. This time we're looking at the cable tray application. Nobody likes using stainless steel cable ties. We're trying to do away with that by this easy push-on application.
Yeah, because you need a tool, don't you, to get them tight, and then you've got to cut them. There's always a chance that you'll leave a really razor-sharp edge, maybe for somebody following you on behind. And if I take this one and just put it on this tray here, just going to pull it into position and then clip it in. That's me done.
That's it, job done. Now the cable can't collapse in the event of a fire, yeah.
Which is fantastic. But the other thing I like about it is, from a compliance point of view, if I take over a building and all of a sudden it's my responsibility, and I think I've got a lot of surface wiring here on cable tray that could be prevented from premature collapsing, I'm probably thinking I need it to be done quickly. But not only is it quickly, but you can see the fact that you've gone compliant with that wiring system, okay, very easily.
Yeah, 100%. So it's easily identifiable, as you say. It can be installed in seconds. You know, if there's a lot of containment above, maybe above a collapsible ceiling or whatever, maximum 5 of these per length of cable tray.
We've got a return flange one here. Obviously that's quite common on top, but you also get the straight flange, which is probably a more light gauge cable tray. Have you got a solution for that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have just a push fit version of it, and the teeth bite into the return edge, and it's a really tight grip. Those metal teeth really bite in, and you have to leverage it back off with a screwdriver if you want to change it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's completely unacceptable. We've seen the photographs of those firefighters that perished entangling with wiring systems. For the last 10 years, you've probably been championing this more than most in our industry to prevent that premature collapse in the wiring system, and it's something that you're continuing on. Did you have to put this through any rigorous tests in order to get it into the market?
Yeah, all of our products are tested to the same standard. So we developed a test in partnership with Exova Warrington Fire. It's the same sort of standard of test as enhanced FP cable, or enhanced soft skin cable as we call it. So yeah, it's 120-minute burn time. Yeah.
Wow, 120 minutes. That's some test. I'd imagine they're quite cheap to perform as well. Yeah, I can tell from your face. I imagine they're realistically priced.
Yeah.
The other thing I do like about yours, which we mentioned some of the other products in your line, is actually with no screw and things like steel armoured or tough sheath cables for EV chargers, etc. You see a lot of people on social media liking to use your black clips because it becomes the invisible fixing, doesn't it?
That's right, yep. So that's another USP we've got of our products. So they're fire rated, but also, yeah, we're putting industrial cables at the front of people's houses. We've got PV, we've got EV. And, you know, basically, people want these cables to look nice now. There's more pressure than ever on that. And with our products, you don't see any screws. The cable just kind of floats along the wall. And we've also got the other USP, there's much faster to install than anything with a screw.
Speed and safety, Linian fire clips have got you covered. ChumpFix is one of those products people think, I could have invented that years ago, and why didn't I? And then we've put some videos out that have gone incredibly viral, and people have suggested alternatives. Maybe like a ripped out fireplace, you could put a piece of mini trunking in, or go back to, we wish we had a wooden noggin. Then we think of the spiral fixings for those pull cords maybe in a bathroom, and you're thinking to yourself, how hard do they actually pull that mechanism, and will those spiral fixings actually hold it in place? Well, the ChumpFix has got a weight of 50 kg hanging on it that goes around all the trade shows, proving how much weight it can withstand. And to prove it myself, I went and stood on a surface box that I'd installed with a ChumpFix and put all of my weight on it. Now, I know I've lost a few ounces over the years, and it wasn't the original Gary standing on it, but it comfortably held my weight. So there we have it. The ChumpFix, probably one of those things you didn't realise you needed. You thought you could have invented it, but now it's out there. It's in nearly every electrical wholesalers, including our own. Oldfields have got one on the counter as well. So if you haven't used it already, I recommend you do. You might be thinking, I've already seen the ChumpFix and I was expecting new innovations. Well, I've got a breaking news story for you now. They make a ChumpFix L, considerably larger than the original one. And rumour has it, this can help people like plumbers hanging radiators, and obviously larger light fittings for ourselves, so an even more secure fixings. A top tip for you is not to make such a massive hole like we have done in the past, where we've folded it in half, is that you can leave it flat and insert it through a smaller hole. So if I do so, I can go into here, pop it through, and there you go. I haven't got so much repair work there before I actually screw it into place. But there is another trick. So if we look at this one, you can now shorten it in 2 different ways. So you could break this piece off if it was fouling against a joist, Or you could break this one off. In order to make it shorter, you could do 1 or 2 of those to change its length from maximum length down to 2 other lengths that it can do as well. Innovations everywhere, and ChumpFix are all over it.
Now, when it comes to installing charge points in spaces like this, the car park, you need to be able to put in a tower, which means you need to do some civil works in the ground. And for a lot of people, that means concrete, which takes a long time to dry, which is great if you're charging by the day. But if you want to get the job done quickly, then you need something like this, the EV Kube from ChargeMate. It is slightly different to other blocks we've seen in the past that are made of concrete. This is made of a composite material which you assemble on site, which actually means you can ship it in 2 packages via a regular carrier. You don't need a pallet, you don't need special handling, and as you've just seen, I managed to carry it myself. Now, strict health and safety guidelines might mean you might need 2 people to lower it into the hole, but generally handling this on site is a lot easier. It's a lot quicker to assemble. Drop it in, put some post mix around it, and then you're good to go to fit your tower onto your charge point and get off site as quick as possible. Okay, once we've got our civils done in the ground, it's all about what happens above the ground to actually fit the charge. And I'm joined here from Kirk from ePark Engineering, who's got some interesting solutions designed to make that process as simple as possible. So Kirk, what have we got here?
So what we've got here is our multi-post, stainless steel and powder coat to finish.
So essentially you've got corrosion resistance from the stainless steel and then just a nice looking aesthetic coat on top.
Perfect, yep, spot on. And then the multi-bracket, so we've got 4 fixing points, clamps the back plate of any small to medium charger. So we've now got roughly over 68 brackets. These can be chopped and changed as and when you need to either upgrade a site, or if a charger becomes obsolete, you can just plug on another bracket. You mentioned civils. This product, the slip-on barrier, saves loads of time and money. It's expensive to bury not only the ground anchor but also the barriers. So what we've got here is a slip-on barrier. So it just slides underneath, so you can either retrofit this or fit it once you're doing the installation, and that slides underneath the multi-post, and then you just plug down directly into the EV Kube.
Right.
So that means if anyone does dunt into it, which it does happen.
It does happen on a regular basis?
Yes, an installer that we work with, they put in a bank of chargers, and within that week a couple have been dunted. So all you're doing is sliding the barrier off and then replacing it with another one.
Right,
so that just
okay,
slides
I can do that.
under.
Yeah, so you just slightly loosen those bolts off.
Yep, exactly. And that fits past the SWA cables coming up.
So you're not interfering with the cable. It is those little careful design features. I noticed you've even notched the brackets at the top to make them
for extra speed. So all you're
simpler.
doing on the multi-bracket is sliding the notch and then just tightening up the top 2, and then the charger goes on.
Yeah, in this stuff, get those installs done as quick as possible.
Yes, time is money.
Time is money. So these days on site, electricians have to move large items, and we're not just on about that lunchbox from Greg's. Mike, you've invented a product that does what it says on the tin, the heat pump mover. Suggests you've got a bit of a plumbing background.
We have got a plumbing background, moved into the air source world about 5 years ago, into air-to-airs and air-to-waters.
So there can be quite large items to move around?
They can be very large, over 200 kilos now, and the thing with a heat pump, it's 70-80% bias towards the compressor end.
Right,
so there
okay.
is a light end.
Yeah, that's the end you always go for straight away.
Most definitely. The apprentice gets the heavy end. So why not put the heat pump mover underneath the heavy end, and then you carry the light end?
Right, so I guess it's a set of clever wheels adapted just for that purpose.
We use the main groove through the middle, so that's where the heat pump foot sits in.
Yep.
So because it's in a groove, it heavily aids on the rotation as you're trying to spin the heat pump. But then the strap goes underneath the heat pump, and then you can quite simply lift it and roll it.
Okay, now people said, well, why don't you just get the delivery people to drop it off in a pallet truck?
Very true. I bought a pump truck. First job, absolutely fantastic, because it was on tarmac. The next job, I hit some grass. Pump truck's not that good on grass. Or stones, or shingle, or building sites.
Yeah, and of course a lot of heat pumps end up at the back of a house, don't they, as well?
Most definitely do.
And you've got a lot of those tight little side returns down the side of the garage. Now obviously we don't care about plumbing. Sorry about that. Is there a use for this for electricians?
We're currently trialling for Tesla Powerwalls. I know they come in some sort of shell, sort of clam thing, so we're coming up with attachments for this product.
Right.
But also there was a battery that was quite long, narrow, but quite heavy. So then again, this is why I decided to bring this one today, is because you can lay them down and use the same concept, that you counterbalance it on top of the mover, lift it up and wheel it.
We are starting to see a lot now of heavy batteries, a 32 kilowatt, I think that was coming in about 150 kilos.
This would move it like a dream.
We're looking forward to seeing more of this. Now, about 3 years ago, Rick lost the magnetic end from our Runpotec rod system in this cavity here when fitting this floodlight. But luckily, Runpotec have now sent us this camera system, so I can hopefully find it in there and retrieve it. The great thing about this system is it's an all-in-one system. You don't need to use your phone or apps or worry about Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connectivity. I've got everything on this screen here that looks pretty robust, built for the outdoor environment. You're not going to get dust and water. But the great thing about it is it works with the existing Runpotecs. You just thread them along as you go, as you would any other cable rod system. But it not only has one camera, it's got two. It's got a forward-facing one and it's got an upward-facing camera, or downwards, depending on how you face the rod. It works both ways with adjustable light levels as well. You can record or take photographs of what's going on in the space that you're inspecting. It's got USB-C connectivity for charging and a built-in SD card that you can store the footage on as well to send off to clients or send off to Rick to let him know he's on holiday that we've actually found the magnetic end of the Runpotec.
10 electrical innovations you didn't know you needed, or maybe some of them you're already aware of. However, it's your comments that are uber important to us on Facebook and on YouTube, so get those in as we split 3 and 3, the guests that are going to come out and actually talk about the process of becoming an entrepreneur, getting a product to market, and innovating, and how they identified it. And talking of innovations, you've had a shave since I last see you, young man, because you were looking like you were auditioning for Santa in about 6 months' time.
Holiday going.
Holiday beard, yes.
Holiday beard, but it's gone now. Back in it.
Back in it. Anywhere nice did you go?
Italy.
Yeah, but we know that isn't the truth. We'll say some sort of caravan site on Scrappy or something like that.
Scrappy this year. Well, actually, you may notice, actually, it has been a busy day because half the team are on holiday. Joe Robinson is, obviously,
the
caravan, but I think he's splitting it, actually, between his caravan and his canal boat again.
Yep.
Like that one. Again, and Joe Hammond, we'll see him later on.
He sent us a holiday video.
It's a holiday video,
And
nice.
it's worth staying on for anything that Joe Hammond says. But we've got some wonderful guests with us today. We've got Josh, we've got Ian, and we've got John. And in 60 seconds, they're going to tell us a little bit about their background. You haven't got to worry about the race war. There is only one this evening. It's an absolute cracker. So it's worth staying on for. And obviously, you can get a chance to win those prizes. We're going to start with you, Josh. You look like you've just left the boy band to join us today. Yes, so tell us all about yourself.
It's been a daily joke for you, Gary, today.
Well, remember, the audience have only just joined us.
So yeah, I used to be an electrician by trade before I met the other co-founders of the business. I'm currently a technical director in the portfolio of the brands, and through sort of me personally being an electrician, you know, pain points of products on the marketplace, inconsistency of finishes, etc., we decided to start the portfolio of brands that we've got, and through pain points of one of the brands became dimmers and compatibility, safety features, and that kind of lack of knowledge, I guess, in the industry from smart home controls and retrofit controls. So that's when Enkin was born. So, you know, took myself out of the business for 3 years and built it from the ground up. So
fantastic. So that's an aspiring electrician turned entrepreneur. We love that. Yeah. And we jump to another one, don't we, Ian? So it's been a while now, isn't it? How long have you been with Linian?
10 years. 10 years this year. Yeah. I started off as an electrician, same as Josh. I left the tools pretty quickly. In my early 20s, I went into consultant engineering, so design engineering.
Do you know what we call that at eFIXX?
What's that?
Promoting out of trouble.
Yeah, that's it. Sounds about right, man. Yeah. I was in that for quite a long time, and up to kind of senior engineer rank, and then I got the opportunity to start a business with my sister, Lynn, and here we are now. So
roughly how many products on the Linian palette now?
There's about 60 odd different products. We've got 5 product ranges. You know, we've got our core range of cable clips and things like that as well. We've got our new cable tray clip, which I'm hoping to talk a wee bit more about today. We've got the product for putting earth rods into the ground as well. We've got loads of products in the bank as well that we're about to bring out. So
teasing those, aren't you?
Yeah.
John, you've also got a fire link, because we know Linian for their fire and premature collapsing of wiring systems. Just tell us a little about yourself as well, please.
Right, okay. Electrician, still am electrician. Do a little bit of freelance project managing as well. Did 16 years in house building, ended up as a contracts manager. So seeing an awful lot of electrics going in, whether it be good or bad. So came up with this idea after installing or trying to install a metal consumer unit in a domestic environment. after we had the changes over from the plastic to the metal board, and came up with this idea that I thought needed addressing with regards to getting fire integrity and fitting the product as it should be fitted and making sure things are safe for the customer.
Yeah, John, and it's behind us, isn't it? Yeah,
It's behind us, yeah.
So we saw in the video a little bit about obviously that product and all the rest of it, but so what was the driving idea behind it? You know, what was that moment in time where you went, I've got to now pursue something different here?
I think when, like I said, the first time we tried to fit a metal consumer unit into a domestic environment, it was near on impossible. I remember the first instance, we'd probably got about 20 circuits that we had to try and get into a metal consumer unit. The idea of using glands was out of the question. We'd got some 10 mil, we got some 16 mils going into it. We knew we could use a gland to come up in with the mains, the tails, but it was the problem and the issue with aesthetically as well, looking right, as well as it being safe.
And when we think about aesthetic, your products are beautiful, I want to say, and they do their job, don't they, as well, Josh? So what is the main fumbling point for anyone who looks to obviously smoothly dim LED lighting?
I mean, generally, from my experience in the industry, fitting dimmers and luminaires, it was very quick to point the finger at the dimmer if the lights are flickering or there's any buzzing from the switch itself. But through the development of the products, I've quickly learnt that it's actually 9 times out of 10, it's not the dimmers, it's the power factor of the luminaire.
The electrician, normally.
9 times out of 10, it's the sparky. It's not. There's plenty of good ones out there. Got a big audience watching tonight.
Yeah, you found that problem in yours, didn't you? So how many times did you hear the same problem before Enkin went off and obviously started solving these problems?
I mean, personally, myself, quite a few, but I guess there is a lack of knowledge out there in the industry, and I'm going to use that word very bravely.
Josh said nothing to do with us.
But it's because manufacturers like ourselves are not passing the right information on into the industry. So electricians are going on their training courses, they're learning how to do the installs, but they're not being properly trained on the products, and people aren't innovating on those products. The industry has been quite a dated product industry for many years when it comes to controls and sockets and switches and luminaires. So it's been a hard task. It has been a hard task.
And I think we can help out there. I think now we've moved into the digital world, as electricians, that you'd like to watch something when you actually see it. And we've done a great video on the dimmer that you've done, haven't you, as a Q&A about obviously dimming LEDs.
But it's funny. But did you ever teach anything to do with dimming at college? So that's where it starts. And then people only normally learn about the problems with dimming when they've got a problem.
Well, and this is one of the things. I mean, it's one of the things we've been looking at from doing some of the exhibitions. We've actually had a lot of teachers like yourself come around and sort of, would you come to colleges? Would you explain more about your products and how why are they safe and how are they more compatible in the marketplace? And I think you've got to start educating the younger audience as they're coming through.
I totally agree. No leading and trailing edge and all the rest. It will not come up. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're an apprentice, you go to college for maybe 34 days in a year, and you're there in front of the classroom for just 6 hours. There is so much to get through on those basic things. I'd love to do a module on LEDs, but obviously this is where hopefully the digital world comes in and we can produce video content along with many other people that can educate those. Your product, absolutely love it. I got the absolute pleasure with Joe Robinson of seeing it in action, and it's fantastic. Whose brainchild was that idea?
It was a combination of myself and my father, but it comes. Most of our innovations come from the customer. So we obviously had a range of surface cable clips, and customers were asking us, "Do you have a solution for cable tray?" So that's what took us to the drawing board.
Yeah, and I think we said in our video, didn't we, how it can be a bit hit and miss with these steel or cable ties, and they can be left, if you haven't got the right tool, a little bit sharp or a little bit loose. If you try and do them with a pair of side cuts and squish them up, they're not great. But I think you come up with a great idea, isn't it? It's the number, isn't it, that you can support in one go.
Yeah, I mean, because it should be, not every tie needs to be stainless steel. That's the first mistake people make. But if you've got a tray with loads of cables in, and imagine you're putting a steel tie, you've got 10 cables on there, and every few metres you put one, tens of ties, versus with this system you only need one one clip.
Yeah, absolutely. And it simple, fantastic. Someone's going to say I put that incredibly low behind me. That's just how tall we were when I went round the corner in order to fit. I do understand where they've got to go in order to prevent that premature collapsing. But your wiring system, John, automatically does because you've encased it in a metal drop effectively. So as people have looked at your video, they're probably wondering why we're going round the corner. It's that straight drop down, and actually you've done something very clever with the length of it, haven't you?
Yeah, so what we did a calculation with regards to a standard 2-4 ceiling to get the regs now are everything has to comply new build to DDA, disabled access, which is 1350 from the floor. So the main switch or your breakers have to be within that tolerance. So with our ducting system coming from a 2-4 ceiling with the inlet system on a consumer unit, it now complies to the 1350.
Yes.
As well as that, if we've got a high board and we take into account as well health and safety, easy access, use of steps, whatever, especially if it's dark and the electrics have gone off, we need to get the consumer unit down to where you're not putting yourself into danger to be able to get access to it.
And I like the fact you said on there that you could actually put some of those joints within the actual enclosure itself. And I love the fact that actually you could get back to it in order to add circuits in the future. Some people will be looking at it and they say, oh, it's not X, Y and Z. But housing associations, they must eat this up, don't they? If they've got to bring that board down that's been at the top forever, they're going to change it to metal. They want a solution.
100%, 100%. It's a powder coated product. It's a 10-year guarantee. It's, like I say, it's aesthetically, it's pleasing. It does everything that it says. It ticks all the boxes to comply.
Yeah. Your product, Josh? Biggest technical hurdle you had to get over in the time that you've been doing this?
It's definitely the compatibility. I mean, we spent 2 years alone just on compatibility. And as you know, I mean, the market can change rapidly. You know, you've got new brands bringing out, you've got new brands coming out, you've got, you know, within those brands, they're launching new ranges all the time. So, yeah, we constantly monitor the marketplace every sort of 3 months. We'll buy new luminaires in, we'll redo our compatibility testing. We're working on a new innovative sort of coding development so we can try and future-proof those dimmers for the long run. Okay. So, you know, it means that, you know, if you've got one of our dimmers, you know, still in your property 10, 15, 20 years later and a new product's come out of the marketplace, if it does detect that the load is unstable, it'll rewrite its own code. So the most innovative part is the internal features.
Great for the circular economy as well. So if we can get a dimmer put in there that actually, as technology moves on, it can stay in use. That's a fantastic thing. Sorry, Gordon.
Yeah, I was thinking, is compatibility getting worse actually? Because obviously a lot of lighting, I'll not say it's a little bit cheaper than it used to be, but it tends to be in some areas a little bit raised to the bottom, which means people might cut a few corners in the lamps.
Yeah, and it's generally, you know, other lighting control companies out there, you can only really cater for either low power factor or high power factor, and that's what took us so long. So our power factor will go from a 0.3 to a whole number, you know, and that's very rare in the marketplace, but it means that we can cater for technically the low end to the high end, and anything that is real bog basic, we've got our load correction module.
Yeah.
So.
Makes a real difference. And again, you had the same problem, didn't you? You had a problem with a lamp at home we saw on there that in your house, I thought you were Mr. Lighting. So how long has Mr. Lighting had that problem in his house?
Just the problem is, it's all these halogen lamps get phased out.
Yeah.
People bring in LEDs. There's only certain ones you can get replacements of. So
you left it semi-on? Was that a little night?
There wasn't a solution.
Was that your room, was it?
No.
It was stumbling around in the dark. No. You have to get up a lot of times now, and you're not as strong of a ladder as you used to be, are you? Patents, always a one. I don't know, because I've never asked you the question before in. Have you had to put with 60 products? Have you put yourself through any patents?
Yeah, all of them, yeah.
They're cheap as well, I hear. You only pay once, don't you? Is that the case?
No, absolutely not. No, and wherever you want to go in the world as well, you'll pay a little bit extra. So, but nobody, and no business is big enough to patent in every country in the world, you know what I mean? You have to kind of pick strategically where your markets are and things like that, and that's definitely what we've done as well. So generally, all of our products are protected by patents in the UK, Europe, the US, and in the Middle East.
So we take trade clip that we looked at today. Okay, so is that patent or is it pending?
Yeah, that's patented. Yeah, it's
How long did that take to get through?
Well, we're getting pretty good at it now.
A few attempts.
After 10 years, you know. So we work with a really good partner who does all our patents for us, and so I think that kind of took. There was a few iterations of the product, and as you probably know, every time you make the slightest change of the product, you have to go back. You have to make sure that you're covering and protecting yourself with that as well. So I'd say we're probably about 6 to 8 months before we actually had that tightened up fully.
And the people we worked for in the past that are one product in, it's their biggest thing. They say, well, I started looking at it back in this year, and then obviously that's the point at which the patent starts. You know, think about Stanek, I think it was 2015, was it, or something, whenever he started it, but his patent went backwards, so he said, I've already burned through some years already, so moving forward, which is a bit of a heartbreak for you. So at least you're on top of it now and you're all good. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the thing, is once you file a patent, you need to try and commercialise it as quickly as possible, and it's not always the easiest because it's expensive, you know, and we're self-funding as well, so we just have to kind of pick, file a patent, get a product to market, you know, try and get some revenue from that product and then move on to the next one. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So innovation with yours. So who's your biggest competitor, John? So I'd never seen a system like this before, so I'm hoping you're unique to the industry. Is there someone else? No, there's no competitor. Okay, so it's you or no one. And CEF were stocking it, is that correct? CEF are stocking it, in Newcastle. We've got a web page as well, so it can be bought direct. Okay. It is patented. It's got all the certification. Cambridge Fire Laboratories, International Fire Council, where they did all the stress factors. Yeah, everything is all up to date and ready to go. And on the back of disasters that we all know about in the past, these things aren't going away anytime soon, are they? No, they're not. No. And I see some horrendous installs which, if there was a fire inside the consumer unit, it would very easily spread throughout the property. I'd just like to apologise on behalf of Rick. Which conductor does Rick struggle with in a consumer unit?
Struggles with that blue one.
Yes, he's either put it in the wrong place, not tightened it. He even managed to miss it in his own house, and it got a little bit warm, and obviously lost the power one evening. So that was another classic moment. Great. Rick. The only way to learn, though, is to doing it at the end of the day. You know, so obviously, and I would suggest he needs to check his smoke detectors in his house wherever he's left them. It fits him as standard on any product. Right. Okay. So it's really good. So the journeys are all slightly different, obviously, where we're going within this process. What's next? Give us a tease what that next thing could be.
I don't think I can do that.
Of course you can. Of course. Is it switching again? Is it something else?
We're stepping into the home automation world. I think is the right way of putting it. We've identified a clear gap, and that's what we're going for. It's not, the industry has gone from your basic smart home that people would chip away at, Wi-Fi switches on Amazon, and then your next option from that is your Lutrons, your Racos and things like that. There's nothing really properly set in the middle, really, that's commercially, viable for your average electrician.
Yeah, and I like to call it intelligent now. I think that other word with the S, people have thought it would be a red light going green and it's party mode in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But when you go intelligent, then all of a sudden they can start thinking about maybe energy management, control, and all the rest of it, which links in nicely with Shelly, doesn't it? Which you have a love affair with Shelly, don't you?
I do now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Was there a previous mistress?
No. But 10 years ago, I went big into IoT. It'll be on Monday's news. But
it's a lovely article.
I was one of the early people to use Nest thermostats, actually, and I got a little message in the app about 3 weeks ago saying from the 25th of October, this product will no longer have app support to it. Yeah. And they were right.
Exactly
last night, I went on. It's gone from the app. It's just gone. Yeah. And so I think there's what I liked about the Shelly product is you can have an app, but if Wi-Fi falls over, or you don't actually have to connect it to the cloud. But those early IoT devices, if you're not connected to the cloud, you've had it. And I've also recently had it with some Wi-Fi switches as well. Yeah. I had to have a router changed. Boom! That's it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, isn't it? I don't think there is a huge amount of option out there, and even down to the Shelly modules. I mean, it's a great brand, great products. It's not, but they are leaning more into the energy management, and there's other gaps. Yeah. There's other gaps. So
there is for a good system that's I'm guessing here, but it was.
Go on, guess.
A good system that's easy to set up and gets around those pitfalls. I think. Yeah. we'll do well.
Next phase, John, obviously we're in the early phase. We're trying to get this one really pumping and going. Is there any, you don't have to spoil the part, is there any other little ideas ticking away in the background?
Not really, no. I mean, we've just the design of it. I mean, we can't really change the design of it, and the design actually works. So the only thing we can do is possibly do longer lengths of ducting, wider ducting. You know, we can get this into a 3-phase board. People have suggested that we open the gap up so we can start putting armoured through it. But I'm a bit reluctant putting armoured through it because armoured, as far as I was concerned, should be glanded off anyway. I wouldn't like the idea. You know, this will take a 6mm armoured, and you can fire stop it, but other than that, I really don't think there's any room for improvement, to tell you the truth.
Okay, that's interesting to see. So 10 years into the business, how many people are working with you now?
I get 19
Wow.
in total, yeah.
So that's, so if you're counting yourself in there?
Yeah.
So you're paying 18 mortgages is what I like to say. So it's a relaxing feeling when you're trying to pay your own. You think, I'll pay 18 before I pay my own.
Really appreciate you putting that into perspective for me, no pressure, thanks.
My mate had 124 people working for him when I told him that, and he went, that's quite sobering. It's like, yeah, that's a lot of other people that rely on you, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, look, that's always what Lynn and I wanted to achieve, do you know what I mean? Is we wanted to create something and we employ locally as well, do you know what I mean? Our factory, all of our products are made in Britain, our factory's based in Glasgow, everybody who works there is from the local area, and we just kind of have that sense of responsibility around about what we wanted to do.
Yeah. Still working on the tools, John?
Yep.
How do you balance work and innovation life?
It's very difficult. Yeah. So I still enjoy working on the tools. I've got the passion still enjoy getting up every morning, but I'm still interested in getting this product out there and making it easier for electricians, making it safer for people. So it's difficult.
A a legacy moment almost. You want to sort of leave a little bit behind in the industry. I know Linian have, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that people were still using it when I'm not here anymore or out of the industry. You know, that's where I'd like.
Into retirement. Let's do that one, John.
Yeah, let's do
it. A bit morbid then. I'm watching it in the living room, just going for the cup of tea, and it's, John's no longer with us. How long's the stream been?
Yeah, well, I'm past retirement age already, but I should be retired. But like I say, I still enjoy doing it. I still enjoy doing nice work. I still enjoy customers saying thanks. That's the passion. Yeah.
Which point did you leave work? So what was that day when you, we've all had to do it at some point. I had to do it, a few years ago as well. You had to say, right, I'm all in now. What was that day like?
It was good. It was good. I mean, I was talking to a couple of guys earlier about it, and it's, it was hard. It's hard staying on the tools and building this portfolio of the brands up, and it does. When you're doing the long hours every week, it becomes tricky, and it was a massive relief to come off the tools. Which was about 5 years ago, and it just meant I could put my full focus in it because day-to-day life's like on the tools.
Yeah.
I manage those clients and those projects and everything else.
Yeah.
Trying to split your focus. So I was able to just put my full focus into this business. And,
circa 2021 was it around that time? Because we started in the middle of lockdown almost. We did really.
Yeah.
Well, we first started trading, not long before lockdown. We had, and we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? If you can make it through COVID, I think you can pretty much make it through anything. So.
Yeah, we felt like that, didn't we, mate?
Yeah.
Didn't you have the Twin Towers when you started one of the other ones you did?
Oh, whenever I start a business, it's always a disaster in the world.
Somewhere it's like, lucky charm. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful moment. Growing pains, obviously built the business up to 19 people over 10 years, so a nice slow and steady always wins the race. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest piece of advice you give to anyone? We've got people here today, obviously, about growing a business. It's okay, you've got Lynn as a great support for you. Mm-hmm. But what would you recommend or give advice for?
One piece of advice I always give is when you're starting out in business, people who are more experienced than you give you all these kind of cliched business terms, you know, like watch your money and you know, look after your inventory, and they're all cliches because they're all true, you know. Listen to them. Do you know what I mean? The cliche becomes a cliche when it's something that's repeated so often. They're usually repeated so often because they're true. So don't dismiss them just because they're said all the time and they've become popular. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes as well.
When did you think you got it cracked? And the answer can't be I haven't yet. So there must have been a point in those 10 years where you thought, hang on a minute, this is perpetual selling, we're doing all right. Because you speak a lot on podcasts and things like that about fire. You're quite passionate about the fact you've got something that is a safety device or tool, or clip or whatever you want to call it on the thing. So what was that point where you thought, hang on a minute, I'm making a difference here, but I'm also making a difference, obviously, for myself personally?
Yeah, I think it was pretty early on in the journey, to be honest with you. We went to a trade show, and I think it was probably one of our first trade shows that we ever went to, and it was, you're in that kind of limbo period where you don't know if you've got something, you don't know, you just don't know. You know, when we'd quit our jobs, we'd taken a big risk, and we started to get really good feedback, and we're bumping into people like you as well, and who were giving us great feedback on the product, and I think that was the point where I was like, yeah, we've got something here, and we're doing good in the world, you know.
We all liked your sister.
Right.
Sorry. It was like a magnet. I mean, I was hanging around those trade shows just to see Lynn most of the time.
A sale, mate.
Let's make a little video with Lynn. Where's Ian? Who cares? But no, it was great because, like I said, we were in a different guise. I was there at the start of the journey, and it's wonderful that we go full circle 10 years in to get to this position.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a struggle. Gordon, any questions coming in on the video printer down there? I see we've got quite a lot of people on at the minute.
There is. Sean Dempsey's back now.
Sean Dempsey. So I just want to say at this moment, poor old Sean's been in hospital. That bloke doesn't have any luck, and especially around Christmas. But this time he managed to get into hospital before the festive season, so he can actually have a Christmas at home, which was nice to see. Obviously, keeping up with social media, he sent me a few messages, and I don't always see him. We get hundreds a day of social media messages, but I did get to speak to Sean the other night, and obviously he's on the mend now, but he wanted a shout out, and there's your shout out, Sean. So I'm sure he's got an opinion on all 11 of our 10 products, so he will be sharing that opinion as he goes through. And again, is there any feedback coming through there? Anyone not seen stuff or got questions that we can technically ask?
People have used some of the products. The old ChumpFix seems to be getting popular. A few people using the Enkin dimmers.
Yeah.
It's good.
ChumpFix just going there. Nice. This was the first time anyone other than the team had seen this product today. So this is the L version for large, I'd imagine, but it can be broken down into three different. That's full, take one out, that becomes number two, take two out, becomes number 3 in height. So that's there, and again, we did mention it for radiators, but it's anything larger for more fixings, and again, works for the plumbers. And again, the hole, we didn't realise that hole trick, did we? We were making big holes and folding it in half to start with, which you don't need to do. So that was a little top tip from us as well on that. I take that on College Connections as well. The kids around that, like, you wouldn't believe, like, no idea what it is. Stuck to a ceiling rose. They're used to seeing a ceiling rose, and like, what's this? So, really.
I've seen in the comments earlier on, it's great if you can't get someone to go into the loft and hold a wooden bat.
They could hold that.
I think the advantage is you don't have to go into the loft.
Yeah, in order to do it. But again, just bring those things, the feedback's in there. We've got Remi tools on in the second half as well, so there's plenty of stuff to go through. We've obviously got Stanik Dan. He said he'd join us today, couldn't make it live.
He's on the comments.
Again, a person that's been through those pains, he's had to do the old go and get it made somewhere abroad, bring it in, and then he's got a problem. He's sold too many, he's flying them in. Has anyone had to fly product in because they haven't had enough?
It's all made here.
Yeah.
We make everything in the UK.
What are the chances? So just for that, so you mind the steel, do you? In the UK? That's what we always do with Doncaster Cables. I say it's absolutely made in Great Britain. I said, where's the copper come from? Said, well, we're making it with the copper. So so that's one of those things coming through. Mm-hmm. Proudest moment in the electrical industry?
My proudest moment.
Think about it. You next two are going to get the question in a minute.
Okay.
Some time. John's thinking.
I think the proudest moment is when I had the thing tested at Cambridge Fire Laboratories.
66 minutes.
And to get to the 66
was
minutes.
Was it a bit nerve-wracking?
Every second.
Yeah.
Every second.
Well, 'cause I think, were you sitting there?
I was watching it behind the glass panel. Yeah, watching it for 66 minutes.
Those tests aren't cheap, are they?
No, £5,500 for the day.
It seems like it's wearing heavy still.
Yes, it is.
Is there a reason it's 66 minutes? Was it to get a 60-minute fire rating?
60-minute fire rating.
Right, so as long as it was over 60.
You go over the 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Seems where
So 59.
No.
Expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. The first minute, and when I got there, they said to me, if this shows any form of a flame at any time, could be the first minute,
Yeah.
it's cost you £5,500.
Yeah. And if anyone's ever worked with test labs, they do love failing products.
Oh yeah,
That's their
yeah,
business.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
been through EMC tests.
Oh yes, yeah. Trust me, we've been through a few of those.
Take it to the lab, they go, it's passed. Oh, yeah, if you told me at the start, oh no, we carried on and did all of the tests. So we charge you again.
Yeah.
EMC tests, I don't know what it is, so explain that just for me if you've had to go through some tests.
It's to do with electromagnetic fields of the products, but I mean the whole portfolio of a CE certification is a lot broader than that with lighting controls, as you know, Gordon. So, you know, and as you said, they will charge you for that whole test, regardless of even if they've only got 25% of the way through. Yeah. There's definitely no kind of discounts or refunds for a retest. Yeah. So
the favourite one, your label's not right.
Oh,
yeah.
How can that be wrong?
Because in the British standards, of like all those little symbols, you know, the square and the S, they're all very prescribed symbols. So you know, someone will just miss that bit out when they read, miss a symbol off, put the wrong one up. Your label's wrong. You'll have to have a retest.
Yeah.
Would they do the test anyhow before they tell you that?
They'll do the whole lot, and you'll get a test report, and it's like everything else has passed.
By the sticker.
By the sticker.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow, £5,500, you'd have lost your bananas there, John.
I would have done. I would have done it.
There's a lot of successful test lab business in the world because they
bet there is.
love failing products.
Yeah.
Proudest moment? There must be millions, but give us one. Time to think.
Yeah, I probably just getting the first major sale for the business. You know, we actually got our first big order off the back of a retweet from one of the dragons from Dragon's Den, and we got an export order in from South Africa, and it was one of those ones where we had to check it 2 or 3 times. No, it was Theo Petitus.
Right.
And we had to, but he did a thing. It was a Small Business Sunday, and he just would retweet a random company, and a distributor in South Africa picked it up. This is very early on, so like way back in 2015, and we were just super proud that we'd picked this up. We then had to worry about how to sell the product, fair enough, because we weren't at that point yet. But it spurred us on, man. It motivated us, you know. So yeah, definitely a proud moment.
Have you ever got to meet him? Have you bumped into him or had a book sign and he's done his autobiography and you haven't got a chance to say thank you very much for that moment?
Absolutely no other interaction with him whatsoever. No, never got a chance to say thank you. And I don't think the guy knows what he did for us at that point. But yeah,
we've had a few Dragon's Den connections in the past, and people have either gone on or won, or now you've got a link to there as well. Yeah. Proudest moment, Josh, apart from looking in the mirror in the mornings?
This is not stopping today, is it?
Remember, you just joined us, remember? Haven't had the 5 hours beforehand.
I think it's the general success of the business and the products, if I'm honest. I mean, yeah, getting the customer feedback and, you know, hearing comments from electricians, you know, that are you know, generally leaning on the quality and the compatibility of dimmers and things like that. You know, we deal with a lot of hotel groups now, and just the general feedback and the service that we provide as a business is what we're proud of.
Yeah.
So.
We have got a bit of a review coming out of the product soon. I would say, from my perspective, it was really easy to set up. Yeah, so it's like some of these dimmers. Sometimes you've got to like turn the knob 3 ways that way, 2 ways, jump on your leg 3 times. The light will flash. You've set the light. Yeah.
When you told me your background earlier on, I did start to panic a little. Guys, I was like, you know, throw straight into the deep end.
Yeah. No, it was. There were.
Joe Hammond normally does the Q&A questions for us, so he's Q&A Tuesday. But Gordon's like, no, I'm taking this one. So so that, again, you thought it was great, and again, it's setting the top end as well, so you can actually get the energy saving. So you get the low and the top end. Yeah, that's really clever. I've got lights in my kitchen that are full-on LED downlights. Yeah, we don't need them on. It's too bright. We never have them on now.
Well, it's the energy saving. We also had. I mean, if you had your project specified properly by a lighting designer, you know, it's all about LEDs degrading over time. So they'll, you know, as an electrician, we'll end up putting 6 or 8 downlights in. They're telling you to put 16 in. Yeah. So you know, you set that max to keep it down, because, you know, to their specifications, you've always overcompensating on the install.
Yeah, it's been great. Again, insight not just into the wonderful products we saw at the very start, so that was really effectively the nice pitch of your products and how great they are. But again, the little bit behind the person behind the business, the person's, you know, that's driving it forward and that. It's been fantastic, Josh, John and Ian. We've got a little bit of a break now where we're going to go across and see what's been happening with our fantasy football.
Game week 9 is over and out, and what a frustrating one it was for many managers. A lot of the big names blanked, leaving plenty of us staring at single-digit returns and wondering why we even bother. But while most of us were suffering, a few smart managers spotted the gaps, made some bold calls, and shot up the table. Let's break down who made the most of it. We start with the Marshall ToughFlex Team of the Week, which goes to, time will tell, Paul Austin. Paul racked up 85 points and captained Van der Ven. Absolute genius or pure luck. Either way, it paid off big time. Well played, Paul. If I were you, I'd be buying a lottery ticket this week. Next up, the Fusebox Flyer of the Week goes to, how low can you go? Kevin Foley. Kevin surged 77 places up the table thanks to massive hauls from Embuemo and once again, Van der Ven. That Spurs defender is single-handedly powering half his league right now. Fantastic work, Kevin. Some very sharp picks there. Now for the EV Blocks Defence of the Week. And this one goes to a familiar face, PK Blinders, Felix Batchelor. Felix pulled off a bold move with a triple Arsenal defence. And when you throw Van der Ven into the mix, that back line racked up a ridiculous 44 points. Well played. Clearly there's a reason you're sitting first in the table. Last but not least, the TIS Transfer of the Week. My pick, Embuemo. He's in great form for United, helping push them up to 6th, and it looks like he's just getting started. I've already transferred him in myself, so fully expect him to blank immediately. You're welcome, everyone. Before we go, let's take a look at how Team eFIXX are doing in the league. Leading the charge is Joe Robinson in 136, clearly benefiting from that holiday look. Right behind him are me and Rick, sitting neck and neck in 144th and 146th. Basically a mid-table rivalry in full swing. Holding steady mid-pack is Gordon in 207th, while Joe Hammond sits in 297th, doing his best impression of a team rebuilding for next season. Then we've got Gary in 352nd, and finally, Steve, who's holding the table up nicely in 383rd. Someone's got to do it. We appreciate your service, Steve. That's the highlights from Game Week 9 in the eFIXX Fantasy League. Huge thanks to our brand partners for backing the fun every week, and don't forget to enter the draw for the nipEX Tool of the Week. Links in the description. Until next time, may your captains actually play, may your benches be stacked, and may Leeds continue to disappoint Rick.
In my defence, folks, I'd just like to say that I've been doing the fantasy football for 5 years, so I should know what I'm doing. I've got a son who's red hot on it, tells me I should be paying all my chits and all the rest of it, and I'm still absolutely useless. Every week I look at my team and think, it's going to do all right. Yeah. All these home games, all these players are playing, and they go out and absolutely disappoint me. It's unreal. You notice we changed our guests. So we've got Kirk, we've got Mike, and we've got, let's not call him Remi, because that would be wrong, wouldn't it, Gareth? Yes. So joining us for the second half of this. You've already seen their products on the first thing, so again, get your questions in, especially if it was left early on in the stream. It would need to be moved up so we can actually see it. Well, we mentioned Mr. Hammond was on holiday, and it's not like an eFIXX member of the team to go on holiday and make a video, is it? So let's see what he's been up to.
What does a typical holiday for an electrician actually look like? Well, before we head down to the pool and go see the local sites, there's one important thing that we need to check first, and that is check the state of the electrics in the apartment. It's not even type tested. And all you want to do is take a peek inside. Did we pack the screwdrivers? I don't think that's 300mm away.
What a joke.
So who's right? The Spanish or the British? Type tested boards, socket next to sinks. It seems to be alright for them, but why not for us? Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm sure you're thinking exactly the same as me. How wide are those feet? And if he hasn't picked up a dozen verrucas walking up and down those staircases, I don't know what's happening. That's going to take some cream to get it off those plates of meat where his feet are. It's unreal. Okay, I just can't get over that. So we've got, obviously, to think about the race hall, haven't we? And it meant that we had a lot of electricians in today, didn't we? So we've not got all the electricians in front of us, so we're going to catch up with people. Mike, give us it's 60 seconds to tell us who you are.
I'm a plumber.
I know.
I'm Michael. I created the heat pump mover. So I've been a plumber for about 20 years. Got into the air source industry about 5 years ago, and then found a little gap in the market and decided to try and create a product to help a solo installer safely move heat pumps.
Okay, and it's not just heat pumps, is it? We're thinking batteries now as well, and other large objects that electricians and obviously plumbers have to move around. It's not just because it's called heat pump, that just happens.
No, so the original product started with the heat pump mover, and then actually we've got 3 other different sizes now, and trying to dip into different areas and different avenues to just try and help installers move stuff safely.
And there's a bloke that damaged his back when he was 17, lugging heavy things around in our industry. In those days, it was storage heater bricks. I would have loved a solution for that. I've been in chronic back pain for the rest of my life, thanks to being stupid at 17 when nobody gave me the kit in order to do it. So well done for coming up with that one.
It was actually the reason why I invented the product in the first place, is because I pulled my back lifting a heat pump.
Right.
And then thought, there's got to be something. There's got to be a better way to try and do this. And then went on a search and didn't find anything.
Right, okay, that was good.
So that was it, luckily enough.
But yeah, that's excellent. Kirk, how are you?
Good.
So behind you, if we can see, I don't know what the camera angle is like, yeah, there's some of the things that you've shown us earlier on in today's. 60 seconds, just tell us all about yourself.
So I'm Kirk from ePark, and we design and manufacture metalwork for the EV industry. So we've been going for about 20 years, and 6 years of that was us designing and manufacturing for the EV industry. So we kind of like did installs about a year to 2 years. So after that, we've started to develop solutions for the installers, like metalwork, like I've got here. So like barriers, ground anchors, metal poles, and such like. So yeah, we've been going a while, and it's great that we've come here just to kind of show, because we usually go from like organic growth. And now it's great to be here to kind of show and tell.
And again, that barrier fitted on and retrofitted
really
it was
cool.
just incredible. If anyone's doing that, they'd go, that might be the first time they've seen that.
Yeah.
Talking the first time they might have seen it, Garrett. Okay, we've seen a lot of your product. You seem to leave us with most of it every time you go. Don't get a cheeky little video out of
get
it.
a cheeky video.
But we actually got to run through there brilliantly today. But tell us all about yourself, that people don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Garrett from Remi Tools. I've been an electrician for over 20 years. I always felt the need for something to hold your tools in front of you when you were installing fuse boards. I had the idea for years, and I think, had a daughter a few years ago, and after she came to life, I said I can bring the product to life if I can bring the daughter to life. So that was it. We brought out the product, and I feel it does make life better for people. Just need to get it out there now.
Okay, well, we love it. Okay, we love all your products. Okay, and we've done videos on all of them. We've got one again coming up on the heat pump. We've got some stuff to come out with you as well. We obviously made some content with you today, which is excellent. Gordon, what's your feeling?
Well, obviously, we've had a few electricians at various points of the strategy on the show. Okay? We must try them on the Electricians Challenge just to test them out. Now, obviously, we have had a lot of guests in today, so we did have to do some pre-screening. We immediately dismissed the plumber. Just said, no, you can't be embarrassing our guests today. We did do a little speed trial first. We didn't have time to give everyone the usual 3-1s, so only one person could get through at the final, and quite frankly would have been embarrassing if this person didn't get through, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. And just in his defence, on the first time round, we all looked at John and we mentioned maybe retirement age had gone for him and the rest of it. He was the second fastest time out of the electricians on there, but you seemed to come in first, didn't you, Garrett?
Well, obviously I had the assistance of the very...
Whoa. Don't. We're gonna have to go. We're going to come to that in a minute. You're cheating. Yeah, so at the minute we need some times, don't we? So we obviously know who's going to be fastest because it's you that you got through the round.
Some time. What the hell? Let's get some times in. Obviously, so it is. You don't even have to put the name. You just have to put the time because you are gambling against Garrett. But you can't put another name in there, but your chances of winning drop significantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's I mean, obviously there's some other people from Ireland on the board. And you'd spotted at least one, hadn't you?
I see Keith Delahan there. Yeah, he's only from probably 5 kilometres from where I live. So.
Right. Have you ever worked with him?
I haven't worked with him now.
Behind his work or something like that. I said, well, Keith's been in here.
No, you might prowl on them on Instagram or something to see what they're doing, but no, nothing. I haven't worked with him now.
Right, not with Steve and his colleague, who's significantly slower. He's down near the bottom there.
Yeah, he definitely never worked at me if he's down there. No.
That's actually a good time. 4 minutes 33 is a good time. Just because there's that many people on that, used to be in the top 15 once.
Maybe I spoke too soon. I hope I'm above him.
Yeah. You've beaten him, mate. You've beaten him today.
So I alluded there and you nearly gave it away. Obviously a little bit of cheating going on. So what could the cheating be, we wonder, as we look now at the Klein and DeKlein.
Yes, let's see.
Okay, let's see what that's all about. The Klein tools have been removed from the shadow board, so I take it it's a Klein today, but he's done something extraordinary with it, haven't you, Garrett?
Yes, sir.
What have you done with my tools?
Well, I've just put them on the Remi tool tray, which will keep them in a better position when you're carrying out this task.
There's going to be absolute mayhem if your time's any good, because they're going to say this is cheating, because you're making your life easier, aren't you?
Well, that's the whole point of the product, is to make people's life easier and to make jobs faster, so I better be up high. If I'm not, so be it.
Well, that sounds like fighting talk. Let's find out how Garrett got on when he took on the challenge. Oh, there'll be absolute anarchy for anyone's already. If this time is good, which we hope it isn't, just to save the complaints coming in that you didn't have the wonderful Remi toolbox hanging down when you did it, that may or may not have made your life a lot easier. But let's see.
But you did use the house tools?
He did, yes,
Yeah, I did.
Normally, if people are using the house tools, it's not normally a good sign. They're not normally very fast.
Oh.
Yeah, the ones who are really up there usually bring their own tools, but I'm sure there's obviously, just to show it was purely fair, I think we have got a little some outtakes just to show our other contestants in action. We don't want to feel left out. Let's just have a look at what went on here. We haven't
all the electricians used the Klein tools as well, so nobody brought their own. So we haven't seen this. Obviously,
there we go. That's so everyone's
in we go. So obviously, we got some interesting things. Ian was incredibly slow. Used all the usual excuses when he did it. So Josh was even slower. Okay, so that was, and again, you had problems getting up, didn't you, Josh?
Yeah.
That was his problem. He tried.
Mike.
And tried. And the thing was,
no, this is get better. And then another try from the top.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. How not to do it. Now, at this point, I would have given up and said there's no point. You look at that tool tray just hanging there, perfectly positioned. Finally gets it up. But again, we did have some teeth users. Be interesting to see who's going to sacrifice the gnashers if anyone did. So we had a bit of munching on it. I think I think Ian had a munch.
He did. And
down on that
Mike, you had Mike as the fastest person in an M&S jumper.
It was actually really good, and I mean, if it was
a jumper,
no. as it progressed, I did think he was alcohol deficient, because the more the race went on, the more he started shaking. I must have thought it's been the longest he's gone without a beverage.
It was a bit like a dog.
Yeah, it was, but it was very close.
It was close.
Yeah, 10 or 15 seconds between you and Mr. M&S.
Yeah, take a good look at yourself.
Well, he was using my product as well.
Yeah. Well, you can say turns anyone into a superstar. It didn't for Ian. It didn't work for him. Okay then, folks, so this is the race walk. You've all bet on the time, so let's just see how well you did it. Okay, remember this is one of your 3 attempts, so it might not be your fastest one we're going to watch, but it's certainly one we're going to see.
Right.
So won the prelims, which was great. Oh, I like this. When you go for the cables first, then you twig you've left the socket on. In for the tape. The demonstration I gave you didn't use tape. I did it without, and I made it look incredibly easy. You had a bit of a stop moment there, didn't you? You were hampered for a few seconds. We thought we had an issue with the recording. Okay, so we're going to go up. Now, will you straighten it? No, you didn't. I gave you the advice, didn't I? Straighten that end. Did it go up? No. You've got to follow the instructions. Sorry, you'd have been in my classroom, we'd have had a conversation at this moment where you'd have just listened to
Irish cable, Gareth.
Well, Irish cable, he's only used to ripping it out.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you're ripping it out, putting it in the back of your car, stripping it at night into bright copper.
This looks serious. Look at the face
stripping it again. Fastest we've ever had a bin emptied. It was full when I came in, went back in again to put some more in. It's absolutely empty. It hit the bottom when I swept up at the end. So here we go then, folks. So into the consumer unit. You were steady on this one, I would suggest. There was a bit
I'd say tight on those screws. It was like...
It was. You looked
determined.
Yeah. But no, they were tight. When I took them out, there was a bit of effort had to go in to get them out. You only got to get them in. Firm's good enough.
You don't use an impact driver?
It's only tool.
Yeah, there's an impactor.
Yeah, absolutely. Mate, super tight. There we go. So any other funny names along with the lifter? Any other Irish names for stuff that you might want to tell us? What do we call this thing down here?
Oh, right, yeah, the Mupe. You love the Mupe, yeah.
Mupe.
Not a
Get
clue.
into mute.
Absolutely lost them. Any others? Any gems in there that we don't want to know that we might find funny, that you call things that you've now worked out the English call it something different?
No, can't think of anything right now, no. You have me.
All right, okay. Into the socket, we've only got a couple of questions to go. I think, if I'm honest, I think you got quicker every time. So as you went through this, it's like, yeah, and we saw more and more, and it meant that nobody had the onion barges when we got down there. We'd seen enough onion barges, I think, before we got down to the restaurant.
He's had good crack watching me,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all about the crack with the Irish, isn't it?
Yeah, crack of the Irish.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was some crack. So, so that was censored out. So you're a couple of screws away from completing, and this was run number 1, which wasn't your fastest. Bang. Was it? Right. Gordon's going to jump up. I'm going to jump up, and then you're going to work out which of the leaderboards you think you're on. So,
Obviously, you wanted to be faster than the other people there. But...
cup of tea on the floor. Right. On this board?
Around him.
Huh?
No, you have to.
No, you
if
can
you've
stay
watched
there.
one before, you can sit down.
I mean, you could be on this board.
Okay.
Thankfully, you're not.
Okay. What time would you like?
Oh,
Well, he wants to be above. You've put the bar. You want to be above Keith.
yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Whoa. Hang on. Let's have a look.
I don't
What's
mean-
Keith's time?
3:38.
3:30. Well, that's pretty rapid time. So that is a big ask. If you haven't watched many of our shows, we don't get many in the 3 minutes. 4 minutes. What do we call that, Gordon?
Outrageous.
Right. So if you're over 4 minutes, we call it outrageous. Your first run was well over 4 minutes. Okay. So it was outrageous. Okay.
Right.
Gordon.
Second run was in the 3s.
Yep.
Yep. So obviously people say sometimes you can tell where you are because there's a gap.
Yeah, that's where the bolts are.
That's where the bolts are. But actually, I'm going to have to do some adjustments up here.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Really?
You've beaten your fellow. You've beaten Keith. All right, you've actually done.
You beat Ryan Davis.
You beat Ryan Davis. 2 minutes.
Wow.
55.
Wow,
So
is that
that's the
fifth?
Fifth on there.
Wow, that is a brilliant.
Just
So we haven't
two
had a quick one like that. That's a round of applause. Oh, look at that!
Remi tool.
There'd be something wrong if I wasn't up there, wouldn't there? After using my own product.
He did cheat,
Yeah,
though.
he did cheat. That's what it's going to be. And he cheated.
Yeah,
He cheated.
yeah.
I'd say you didn't use your own tools, so you had to learn those tools. So again, maybe there's a bit of compromise in there. Yeah, well, that didn't it? I mean, in front of you, made the job quicker. What are the chances?
Yeah,
eh?
what are
Only
the chances?
4 people in front of you. Yeah, so fifth. Only
Very
4.
proud of that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, let's start off with proud. Okay, so we'll start off with you. There's a proud moment about your product that maybe not everybody knows how you named it.
Oh, well, I named it after my daughter, Remi. She's 5, and any 5-year-old, if any of us have 5-year-olds, she only said to me recently, Dad, you stole my name for your product. Like, you know, you want her to be delighted that you stole her name, but hopefully in years to come. But also, I suppose, I do presentations in some colleges now, and some of them colleges have bought the product for each cubicle. So three colleges, I've probably done presentations in 5. 3 of them colleges have my product in every cubicle. So that's 60 cubicles in each college. 180 students go to college each morning and use my product. So that's a win in itself. If I ever make any money out of it, that's, you know.
Well, let's hope you do.
That's how I do. But
You're everywhere, all over the place. So let's hope it is.
QR on it, is there?
there is.
Yeah. What are the chances?
Yeah.
So named after your daughter, obviously. Have you noticed the last legal case about the Nirvana album? Okay, the little boy that was swimming on the front of that one, he's gone again and asked for some money because obviously he was exposed to the world. Do you think maybe in the future young Remi's going to come back with a legal case and slap it on when you're a multi-millionaire as big as Google?
Maybe.
Do you think you're going to come back with a little bit of a difficult moment? You stole her name. She's already put it out early. 5-year-old took her name.
Maybe, yeah. I'm more worried about my son Roman or Ryan. They know products named after them.
All right.
But if it's a way of beating revenue, maybe, yeah. Let her win.
Proud moment? Been doing it a while. It must be hundreds.
Yes, loads of solutions going out. So I think the proud moment is like on a, can I like do small proud moments that just build up to big ones. It's just the fact that we're getting loads of EV installers coming to us, and the turnaround in coming up with solutions is pretty rapid. So the proud moments is like every day for us. And that's great to see, you know.
Now, what's the market like at the minute? Because people say, "Oh, EVs, it's up down, it's a bit."
It is, because I kind of want to remain positive, but it has been quite flat. a lot of my installers and CPOs that I'm working with, the ball's starting to roll a bit more. So the whole 2030, 2035, this kind of like movement of timescales has kind of stopped things, but there's more tenders being won now. And I'm finding that the work is coming in now. So yeah, to answer your question, it's going up. It's great.
You've adapted your tower to fit the block that we also looked at today, didn't you? Yeah. I know. I'm winding you up. Yeah, we've got to call it posts. I said the first time I do it, I won't call it that. And you go back.
You look at that.
Did it on purpose. I was looking at it. Yeah, it's a post, folks.
It's a post.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. So you've had it adapted your post. Okay. So I'll stop now, can't I? To fit that block, haven't you? Is that a partnership that was made out of necessity, or did you come together because obviously it's a partnership that you thought would work well for you?
Well, Anthony, the MD, and I, we've always wanted this kind of solution. And with ChargeMate, Julian, like we came down to the factory, we had a chat, and we were like blown away with the quality, and just the fact that you can just put it in the ground, backfill it, and our metalworks fits on top of it, 4 bolts down like we did today, and it's done. And then you've got the slip-on barrier plate just to finish it off. Which doesn't need any more groundwork. It's like it's a great Julian calls it an ecosystem, and it's a perfect one that it lines up perfectly with ePark engineering. Yeah. You know, so we're both innovators. So once we've come together, I think we're going to come up with some fantastic products, like really good products.
Yeah. Very early, Mike, isn't it? Because I had the prototype when me and Joe made our video that we released. So you're still tweaking it at that stage, weren't you?
So that was a prototype of the roller.
Yeah.
So the actual the mover has been around for probably only a couple of years. We got our first major order in June before Installer Show last year. So I was actually, as you were talking, I was thinking about the proudest moment, and I would probably say it's okay selling products online, because it's just a name and an address, and then actually go into the installer show and seeing the faces and the reactions to the people that have bought the product, and you know, hundreds if not thousands of people going around installer show and maybe seeing the product for the first time, or you know, actually coming up to us saying, I've bought it, I love it, and that was really special, to be fair.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? You get that moment.
Like the reaction to installers.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned in the other one, obviously this might not be relevant to everyone, but I'll mention it again now, paintings. Remi, he's got a painting?
Yeah,
Really?
paintings, yeah.
What's your painting on, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, like I've 3 products there, but I know paintings, they can be hard work, especially when you're only an electrician trying to bring out a product and you're getting patent bills, and you know, another bill comes in, or a guy in America got my product recently and I contacted the patent guy and I was like, am I protected in America? Or do I need to be? And then he said, do you think you'll ever make it there? Probably not, but you may protect yourself. So then there's another bill. So patents, they're hard work.
Are they expensive?
They are. They are. You have to sell plenty of these. But look, it's good to have yourself some sort of protection, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, you're taking a chance, I suppose, putting products out there, and then whether people copying them or not, it might happen anyway, but you'd hope that people would be respectful to what you've come up with and wouldn't, you know, good businesses, you'd hope wouldn't copy you.
And I like that word, respectful. So I think this is the thing that we could have done it across both halves of this show, that people online can be incredibly hurtful. Now, the problem is you probably get 85 great comments and 2 bad ones. You only read the 2 bad ones and remember them. And obviously there's a reaction to that. And I think it's tough when someone hasn't tried, gone through patents, you've never done that before, name a product after your daughter, you've got yours, you know, it's a heat pump, now you're trying to say it does batteries, obviously the name, does it fit with those? And that's, I don't want anything to do with it because I'm an electrician, not a plumber. Obviously EV divides the world anyhow, it's inevitable, there's nothing we can do about it, folks. Petrol cars are going, however long you want to hang on to it. But again, it's that, social media. Have you had any of it yet, Mike, social media?
Only negative comments.
Yeah, to start with.
Not negative, but the change of size. We've listened to the comments.
Like that.
There is a Wiesmann is exactly 600 mil wide, and our product is exactly 600 mil wide. So when it's a brand new product, it does fit on there. But if you've used it, 20 times and it's, 2 mil in that's closed up, then it's a bit of a struggle. So we have listened to them types of comments. Also, there's a couple of heat pumps with a wider foot. So again, we've listened to that, and on not this batch, but on the next batch, we've done a new design to actually allow for not 100% of domestic heat pumps. So I wouldn't say negative, I would just say constructive criticism.
Played like a professional. Straight back at it. If you're listening, this is the bloke I am, yeah? For Kirk?
I'm going with you. Like, just take that. So constructive criticism with us is how we build products. So we need that kind of feedback loop. Like I was saying to you, it's like when you bring a new product out, you want that. You obviously don't like negative comments, but I think that constructive criticism or try tweaking that, could we make it out of different material? So that kind of feedback from the EV installers that we're working with is fun. It's great. It's good.
Yeah, and again, you're probably, I don't want to say Marmite, but people get it, or they decide without ever having one, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
We showed it today. That was incredible. We went from the wall to the bench to the consumer. We dropped it down from the consumer. It wasn't like the Swiss Army knife of tool trays.
Yeah, I suppose there's still people that will see it online and say, they'll decide something negative about it straight away. So that can be hurtful, but you just, like Kirk said though, you like when somebody has constructive criticism, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I can change that. But yeah, when it's negative, it's...
Because the G-clamps weren't in first time round, were they? You were just on the DIN rail. When we first saw it, I think Rick did a video with me, didn't he? Where we hooked it onto our Schneider distribution board to work with it. Yeah, we worked a treat. But of course, you've modified that due to the fact that, obviously in Ireland and places in like Europe, as we mentioned, they're plastic, aren't those consumer units?
I know.
What are the chances, eh? Plastic consumer units.
To get ahead, there's us and the Americans, we're metal countries.
Yeah, I would have listened to people as well, maybe making complaints that, and then I made it adaptable that it can work on ladders. So now my customer base is bigger because it's not just electricians that work on fuse bars, it's people that use ladders, or MUPs as you like to hear.
But yeah, again, I've seen them clamped on there. Obviously, the amount of times you're bending down when you're on a scissor lift for us is unreal.
Flying carpet.
Yeah, flying carpet. Scissor lifter for me. I think it wasn't in the exam as a flying carpet. You wouldn't have got a point right for that one. You've got to use the right terminology. And obviously, volleying stuff off, a nightmare. The amount of times I've volleyed even simple things off the top of our steps like clips, to have your tools, not to be dropping down and picking that posi screwdriver up. Great thing.
Yeah, thanks.
You need to make one for a plumber.
Yeah, I don't know about plumbers.
There's lots of frowns going on.
Got an S-bend problem here going in.
Sorry, heating engineer then.
Heating engineer. Bigger pipes.
Don't touch toilets anymore.
Oh, don't you?
No.
Not anymore. Did you in the past?
He's an upper class plumber.
Dab hand with mastic. Silicon sealant. Yeah, mastic's a trade name, Gaz. Don't get caught up in that one.
Is the heat pump market good at the minute? Do you see that growing?
The heat pump, it's fantastic.
Again, that's one of those markets where, if you read the Daily Mail, it's like a disaster.
No, there's a lot of installations that need to be done.
Right.
My other company, Hello Renewables, we are extremely busy. A couple of months lead time, and that's potentially doing 1 or 2 installs a week. So it's a very, very good industry.
Right. And what's the feedback like from end customers on heat pumps generally? I mean, you sort of, the house is freezing cold. It's never...
Sometimes it's not even the homeowner. It's when you meet the plumber on site or the gas engineer on site or the electrician on site. They're the ones with the negative comments, actually, if I'm being completely honest. The homeowners generally have done their research beforehand. And then I discuss through what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. And I've done hundreds of installs and I've never had a very expensive cold house. So it's just, I don't know whether that's just oozing confidence in heat pumps or whatever, but it's a good industry.
It's similar to EVs. Most people say, EVs are terrible, I've never driven one and never actually lived with one for a while. It's one of those, you have to live it, but there's a lot. Some electricians and I guess plumbers think they can get to retirement and not fit heat pumps. And it's like, whoa, look at that future home standard going down. The only thing baked into that is heat pumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of well-known people on social media sort of shied away from all this, and then you've spotted them on roofs having a go at their first solar on their own house because they know it's inevitable. If they're not doing it, they're missing out on the market. I know my kids, if they had a house rewired, they wouldn't be interested in lights and sockets. Everyone's got them. They'll want all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're not the sort of tradesperson that's fitting them, including the green technologies in there. Yeah. We've seen a lot of products today. I didn't ask the other group, but you're in slightly later then. What was a standout product that you saw today then?
Obviously.
Apart from your own.
You're going with? You're going for?
Yeah, I think I like the Remi, and I think it. Obviously, we're on camera, but the quality is something that I really like. It's good quality, and even when he had it clamped on and he was pushing down on it, it's just rugged. It's a good product, and you see the time's good. It could be because of the thing, but I reckon it is. Yeah. So it just shows a good product.
Yeah, same. I
have to admit, you showed me yours earlier, and I did think.
Well,
when we was on our own.
Yeah, I wasn't around.
Now the simplicity, and when you actually understand what that product does and how it's used, I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I really do.
It really is.
I love the way that goes on, and the armoured cables in there and the rest of it. You've got no issues. You're not taking things, disconnecting things. Yeah, clever. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're under pressure now. Okay, so you can't say your own.
Politically correct and say them all, they're brilliant. Kirk's was brilliant, actually. He showed me that as well. And the first thing I was thinking of, he hadn't got the yellow bracket in front of it. And I'm thinking, geez, the amount of cars that will hit them things. And then he shows me the bracket, and it's interchangeable, which makes it really good, because the bracket will break, and then you have to dig in the ground again, whereas his one you won't.
Yeah.
But all of them, this is his one. You're looking. You don't need an extra man. You're not bringing an extra guy to come and help you lift your heat pump into place. So all makes sense. We
apologise for putting the first three products out and didn't get a shout out there, did they? Not one. Yeah, I like all the products as well. But okay, investment. Okay, real difficult one. We're going to start with you on investment. Is it self-funded?
Yes.
Wow. That has been some journey then. Have you had to dip into mortgages or remortgages and all the rest of it?
Definitely, yeah.
You have?
Well, look, you wouldn't start it today if you knew, but at least it's as you're going along, so it's it starts off, it's a few quid to the designers and it's not too big. It kind of grows, doesn't it? It starts off this isn't too bad, and it organically grows, but the bills get bigger as it goes as well. Well, look, it's like a I'd say, an expensive hobby, certainly at this stage, but hopefully then.
Hope your wife's not watching. You won't find your clothes in a bag in front of the house.
Yeah.
And,
well, look.
And you're not got a distributor at the minute, you're in the process of trying to transition to a distributor, is that right? Or have you got one in Ireland?
Yeah, so I'm looking to get a distributor in the UK. I've sold a lot of products around Europe, Germany especially. They love to be efficient, obviously. Yeah. So sold a lot of products there. But yeah, I'd love to get a distributor in the UK. I only have the clamp mount since August, so I'm only 3 months in. But I think that should be a game changer for the UK market for me, which is the market what I really want to go after now.
Yeah. Australia, similar as well. I think they use a bit of a similar-ish consumer unit to us. And,
yeah. I'll get on to the patent guy.
Get on to the
Sell a few more in Germany.
Bill Garden.
Oh dear.
Malaysia.
Gordon's always wanted to say he's big down under, but he hasn't had that opportunity. So, Mike, self-funded?
Pretty much.
Friends and off the other part of the business?
We are indeed, yeah. Hello Renewables helped out quite a bit at the start. Friends and family.
Wow.
The first, I approached another family member, but that was the first time that we needed some investment, was to do the big order. It was like the first big order, take the chance.
For cash flow.
Exactly, yeah, to be able to pay for the product, to then get the product, and then sell the product and then pay the money back. So I think this time, hopefully, this will be the first time that we don't have to borrow money to actually buy all of the product. Right. So we're doing something slightly right in terms of cash flow wise, but it'll be a big achievement if we don't have to borrow to.
And then you're playing with somebody else's money, effectively your own, aren't you? Because if you've got in, out, even if you're not getting to the point where you're getting 2 in, 3 out, or whatever it is, you're at least then playing with, it's like gambling with their money, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was also it was a close family member, so she trusted me. I would never do anything like that anyway, so it was going to be paid back, whether it was through one company or the other. So, but no major investment, which has been good.
Yeah, that's nice that people want to support you as well when you're trying new stuff. Been around for a long time. So, trying to get a new idea off the ground, is it just in-house decision we're going to go for it, or is there some sort of process in a bigger company, obviously, that's been established for 20 years, did you say earlier on?
Yeah, 20 years.
So how do we finally say we're going to go for a new product in that business that's more established rather than, betting the horse on it?
Yeah. Well, it's the design team. It's a collective. So ePark Engineering, we've got a team of like designers. We've got the production team. So once everyone comes together and goes, this is a good idea, and it is a collective. It's genuinely a collective. We make the decision, go for it. So we are working on a few projects. We'll probably come back and talk about at eFIXX that like we're working with DeKlein. That was a decision to do we put the investment, the time, like Anthony, the MD, has put a lot of investment into the design and manufacturing of the metalwork for the EV industry, and that's just scaling. And therefore, we're putting more investment into youth as well. So we've taken on 2 new apprentices. Yeah. Nice. So it's just we're looking long term, So we're going to be here for a while.
That's good. So it just shows you where we are in different journeys, doesn't it? You put everything into it. You've rinsed a family member, and obviously you're obviously in a lovely position where you can you build and innovate as you go along with people in certain aspects of the industry that have got the skills to do each part of it, all the way down to fabrication. It's a great place.
It's great,
to be in.
and everyone's passionate about it as well. So when you go into work, they're young apprentices, and they love coming into work as well. So it's a great place to be, isn't it? When you have that kind of
first-year apprentices, because that's a big thing to me. A second-year apprentice, where are they in their apprenticeship journey?
I'm not too sure. So do
you know their names? Once Corden, when he didn't know any of the cameramen, when he had him on one of his Saturday Night Live, they went, "Can you name the cameraman?" That was his question. He hadn't got a clue who the cameramen were, and he'd been working for camera people, I should say. He'd been working on it for years. Yeah, I had no idea who was behind the camera.
No, but they're brand new.
Okay. Just wanted to have a little, because I love a pouch, because you must love something that comes in something as beautiful as this. These are amazing. You saw me earlier on in these. These are absolutely pucker. These test adapters, okay, from test events. So again, I think initially it was for the temporary supplies, obviously to make it quick and easy to do it. Yeah, what's that?
in the name.
Yeah, I know.
Testing events.
Yeah, okay, I know that. Yeah, but again, doesn't mean it can't be for an electrician. I'm sure this has got a whiff of somebody like Eddie Clements from Pegasus Electrical. That's the sort of thing he'd whip out the back of his van because he'd see great value in that. And again, from linking to apprentices, I think if you're training, they are fantastic. And we've all had a little look at these, especially the 4 electricians we've got, and everyone said that they really like these as a product, which is great. So test events there. That was my pick for today. So really good product to show people from that aspect for training in. So that's really good. So yeah, happy days on that. You've got a rumper stick by the side of you. What have you been doing with the camera on that all day? Since, yeah, here we go. She's going to flick the camera in her eyes. So you've got that one down there.
Well, it's got all sorts of uses. I'm going to put this.
Yeah. But again, I tried to avoid that because I got a whiff. I got a whiff. Yeah. As long as it's that hole, we're all right. I don't want to go in the ear hole. I got a whiff. It'd have to go off your phone and have an app, and I'd be struggling to download it. And then it gets it out of the box. It just works straight out of the box, didn't it?
Yeah.
You hardly read the instructions, did you?
No, I just switched it on.
Yeah, and had a little play. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. No, this is, and the way it works out, Runpotec. But yeah, as I said in the video, Rick lost the magnetic end off our previous runs in that cavity. I'm going in to find it. I'm going into Rick's cavity.
Yeah, nice.
Exploration.
No, it was top banana, wasn't it?
Jenny's chuckling away. Yeah.
Jenny's had a few cameras in the past, I think. Yeah. Not just John. Yeah. A little bit of investigation, see what's going on. But yeah, again, they've done some great products. Anyone who's seen it, see it a lot on Instagram. Their cable spoilers or reels are just fantastic. Go alongside the rods. We've got the rods there. The only problem is with anything like this, these tend to end up in Rick's van, and he tells us he's going to trial them for a long period of time.
Yeah, and you never see him again.
Stealing. And it just like AKA for a good while. So yeah, we like those. In order that we got those. You loved the block as well, didn't you? Even though you picked it up on your own, you had to apologise for that, because obviously when you're lifting it around, it's probably a 2-person job. But to be able to post a block out, pretty incredible, isn't it? Well, he's still going. What are we going to try? This could end horribly quickly into an event. We haven't heard the burner phone go yet. Has anyone? Yeah.
Oh, Dave Frizzell. I think he's in Ireland, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. You must have texted him. You didn't know your time, though, did you? That was a crack.
Look at that, we can see John there.
Under three.
You got hand
Yeah,
cam.
I'll bring hand cam in. So if we bring it in, so we've got over there, that's Joe. So Joe's going to give us a wave.
Hold on.
He's had a busy day. 14 videos we've had to create today in order to get this show live.
There's Ian behind him.
Yeah, he's there. Ian's there as well, so that's all good. Well, yeah, he's waving as well. So, yeah, classic, isn't it? Good bit of kit though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's my arm that's wobbling around, not the image. Well, you might as well see Jenny over there as well, actually.
She's over there. Let's have a look on the camera. So we've got Jenny over there as well.
There we go. Guests up in it. Let's have a look. Oh, look, can we go up
look
there?
at
Let's
that,
have a look.
Look at that. We've got them up there.
Oh, there we go. Just it's like the Muppets.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? They're like the Muppets. There they are. So with the biggest audience we've ever had for a long while, and obviously also. There he is, look, he's getting a little wave there as well. So bring us back up. So again, products are great. Okay, we've had obviously a good play around with them. Next thing, what are we going for next?
Going to be more Remi tools.
Oh yeah.
No, we've got to have the other kids in. Give us the other two names.
Roman.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've been thinking about what I can name after him, but then there's Ryan. Ryan works for me.
What have you got now?
Pillow talk in my house is about the next product, like, you know. So my poor wife has to listen to it. I've got this idea.
Okay, so everyone becomes an inventor overnight once we get working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Do you want to try and get the comments off that? I'll come up with some more questions.
People like the Runpotec cable. We did a video on that.
It's just great. I mean,
no one believes that when you see it, does it?
No, we put a massive drum at Doncaster Cables on the slightly larger. Yeah, but I can't say this. It actually worked on the smaller one, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Right.
So it still went round on the smaller one. They said, but yeah, it's just incredible the amount of weight those things can take. And again, a great product. So that's distributed through Doncaster Cables as well, isn't it? Mm. Right, okay. Motivation. Biggest thing. You wake up in the morning, Mike, you're a bit tired, you've probably been burning the candle at both ends. What's the one thing that motivates you to keep pushing forward with your innovation, with the heat pump mover?
Helping people, helping installers. And that's genuinely the answer. Helping installers work safer and making their life easier.
And you'll probably never see that unless you see them at a trade shop. I've been to them. If
Yeah.
you've made their life a lot easier and they've been dragging, the 100th heat pump around and they find it an absolute dream, unless they bump into you, they don't ever get to say thank you, will they?
And also some of the videos. And we've got a few guys that do very, very good videos. And the way they describe the product is just priceless to us. Because it's, if you are a heat pump installer, you need this product. And somebody else saying that rather than me banging on about it is good.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Mm. Motivation in the morning?
Again, helping installers, because with ePark engineering, we're literally laying the foundation of the EV charging network with help from installers, designs, solutions, and yeah, it's a great feeling, like coming out with a good product that installers like, speeds the installs up. And yeah, it's going to be great in the future to see ePark products still in the ground, still there.
Is it one of those things you drive down the street and you spot your products?
Yeah, I'm sad like
Pointed
that.
out to the family? Is it a sort of...
Taking pit selfies with my product.
Stop the car for a selfie?
It's good though, isn't it? But again, great social media posts, a great personal one, just to get that moment. We have it at trade shows, people come up to us and thank us for our videos and that we find it quite humbling. But yeah, you don't often believe anyone's the other side of the TV when you're doing this stuff. And then to get to meet the person on the other end, it's great. Well, apart from paying your large debt off that you've been given, what's your motivation in the mornings?
Remi Till's mission, I suppose, is to make electricians' lives easier, but just seeing your products being used around the world, and it's amazing, that keeps you going. It's something, a little boy from a village in North County Dublin has now got a product being used around the world. It's great.
That is great. Inspiring to other people.
Where's the furthest part of the world you've sent one to yet? Was it?
Sent one to, it was actually after a video that you put up one a couple of weeks ago. I sent one to Singapore.
All right.
Yeah.
We're big in Singapore.
All right, yeah. I'm not saying it was definitely your video, but the clamp. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We haven't split off,
I've sold in Australia,
follow us.
Lithuania, all over Europe. Already a few products in a lot of different countries, but all over Europe, and You know, so it's brilliant when you see somewhere new that you're like, "Guys, we haven't sold there yet."
Do you get tagged in on many posts on Instagram so you can reshare the stuff people actually using it yet? You're at that point?
Yeah, get some of that. Like, which that's really, I love that. That's something that's probably one of your favourite things, isn't it? To see somebody else using your product, especially if it's someone you're not expecting. You might send the product to somebody and you're hoping they do a good video, but when someone buys your product, does a video to say, actually, this is really good, I love this, and you know, that's a nice win.
Yeah,
It's good motivation
as well.
What's that?
They got 3 million followers as well.
Have you got 3 million now?
Yeah, I've got some platforms. Just thought I'd drop that in just so you know when some random dude with 4 people on Instagram's doing it for you.
Yeah.
But share it. Again, I always say to everyone, share stuff with us, tag us in on stuff. Moving forward, if we can help out with a share to our Instagram story and any links that you want to put out there, just send them on. Yeah, we love doing stuff like that, especially with the innovations that this is. It's the second time we've done innovations, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always great to see. Yeah,
it is.
The backstory with people. I think the viewers like the backstory as well, and a lot of the people who actually on earlier in the year have romped ahead, actually, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, Stanek, he couldn't come today because he was getting a big order and he had to sort all his orders out for that one as he goes through. So asset-wise, what are we up to then, Gordon? So I think we're about there, are we?
It's nearly beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock.
Sounds
If you
good.
got to this part of the show, you get the wonderful end credits, which has its own AI song. All of the assets today have been put together by Joe. So Joe on his own has put together over 14 assets. He didn't come out for our Indian meal with us either. What he decided to do was make sure you had a show this evening that we can be proud of, and we're certainly proud of the fact of all the effort Joe's been put in. We thank Jenny as well, who's been on the burner phone, so somebody will be getting a prize posted out to them. No doubt it will be incredibly cheap and managed to get into an envelope. So look forward to seeing that sometime in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, it won't be any of these.
We're not winning the collection down here. We thank everyone that supported us from all the brands. There was 10 brands in there tonight. All of them are very special to us, and we look forward to seeing their journey wherever it is on the run, whether they're a 10-year established company, 20 years, or mortgage themselves to the hilt. So let's end with the end credits and roll it.
Fire-rated clips to time-saving tricks. We've seen smart tools that really stick on site. In vans and toolkits tight. These 10 ideas could change your night. Simple wins and clever tweaks, solving problems, sparks face for weeks, less downtime, more work done. Sometimes a fix is a quiet one. We met the minds behind the gear, the why, the how, it's all right here. Some break ground, some just refine, but everyone could save you time. What's in your hand at the end of the day? What tool helped clear the longest delay? It's not about height, it's what holds true, the kind of kit that works for you. From fire-rated clips to time-saving tricks, we've seen smart tools that really stick on site, in vans, in toolkits tight. These 10 ideas could change your night.